Have you ever noticed how some women seem to effortlessly attract everything they desire while others exhaust themselves chasing after love, success, and recognition, only to watch it slip away? What if I told you there's an ancient secret that separates magnetic women from those stuck in the endless cycle of pursuit? Welcome to Imperial Mindset, where we unlock the queen energy within every woman and transform how the world responds to your presence. Today, we're diving deep into why strong women don't chase, they attract, and how you can master this life-changing principle starting right now. Picture this: Sarah walks into every room with quiet confidence. Men approach her, career opportunities find her, and friends seek her wisdom. Meanwhile, her colleague Jessica sends the 10th text to a guy who hasn't responded, applies desperately to job after job, and wonders why nothing ever works out. What's the difference? Sarah understands a fundamental truth about feminine power that Jessica hasn't discovered yet. The answer lies in understanding that chasing is actually the enemy of attraction. When you chase, you operate from a place of lack, desperation, and insecurity. Your energy screams, "I need you to complete me," and the universe responds accordingly by keeping what you desire just out of reach. But when you embody magnetic energy, you send a completely different signal. You communicate abundance, self-worth, and completeness, which naturally draws people and opportunities toward you. Let me share something that changed everything for me. Years ago, I was the woman who would double text, over-explain my qualifications in job interviews, and practically beg friends to make plans with me. I thought being available, eager, and accommodating would make people want me more. Instead, I felt invisible and undervalued. Then I discovered the stoic principle that Marcus Aurelius wrote about: very little is needed to make a happy life, it is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. This principle became my foundation for understanding attraction versus chasing. When you truly believe you are enough, when you operate from internal validation rather than external approval, your entire energy shifts. People sense this shift immediately, and they respond to it powerfully. The ancient Stoics understood something profound about human nature that modern psychology has now confirmed. People are naturally drawn to those who demonstrate self-possession, emotional stability, and inner strength. These qualities cannot be faked or performed. They must be genuinely cultivated from within, and that cultivation begins with stopping the chase. Here's what happens in your brain when you chase versus attract. When you chase, your nervous system activates stress responses. You produce cortisol, your thinking becomes clouded, and you make decisions from fear rather than wisdom. This energy is palpable to others, and it repels rather than attracts. However, when you operate from your center, from a place of knowing your worth, your nervous system remains calm. You produce the hormones associated with confidence and well-being, and this energy becomes magnetic. Let me tell you about Victoria, a client who transformed her entire dating life by applying this principle. She used to analyze every text message, plan elaborate surprises for men she barely knew, and rearrange her schedule at a moment's notice for anyone who showed interest. Despite her efforts, relationships would fizzle out quickly, leaving her confused and heartbroken. When Victoria learned to stop chasing and start attracting, everything changed. She began focusing on her own interests, maintaining her standards, and responding rather than initiating. Within months, she was dating a man who pursued her consistently, respected her boundaries, and eventually proposed because he was terrified of losing someone so grounded and self-assured. The first pillar of magnetic attraction is understanding your inherent worth. Strong women know they don't need external validation to confirm their value. They've done the internal work to recognize their strengths, acknowledge their growth areas without shame, and appreciate their unique qualities. This isn't arrogance or entitlement. It's the quiet confidence that comes from truly knowing yourself and liking what you find. Epictetus taught that wealth consists in not having great possessions, but in having few wants. This applies perfectly to attraction. When you stop needing others to fill voids within you, when you become genuinely content with your own company and progress, you naturally become more attractive. People are drawn to those who seem complete rather than those who seem needy. Think about the most magnetic woman you know. Does she chase after people's attention, or do people naturally gravitate toward her? I guarantee she embodies this principle of internal completeness. She has interests, goals, and a life that excites her whether or not someone else is involved. This fullness of life makes others want to be part of her world rather than feeling like they need to rescue or complete her. The second pillar is maintaining your standards and boundaries without apologizing. Strong women who attract rather than chase have non-negotiables, and they communicate these clearly and kindly. They don't lower their standards to make others comfortable, and they don't compromise their values to keep people around. This selectivity actually increases their attractiveness because it signals high value. When you have clear boundaries, you're essentially saying, I value myself enough to only accept what aligns with my worth. This message is incredibly powerful and attractive to the right people while naturally filtering out those who wouldn't appreciate you anyway. Boundaries aren't walls, they're invitations for the right people to step up and meet you at your level. Consider Lauren, who used to accept last-minute dates, tolerate disrespectful behavior, and say yes to everything to avoid conflict. She thought being low maintenance would make her more desirable. Instead, people treated her as an option rather than a priority. When Lauren began setting clear expectations about how she wanted to be treated, something beautiful happened. The wrong men disappeared, but the right man appeared and rose to meet her standards because he recognized her value. The third pillar involves cultivating patience and trust in divine timing. Strong women understand that everything worth having takes time to develop properly. They don't rush processes, force outcomes, or panic when things don't happen on their timeline. This patience isn't passive waiting, it's active faith combined with consistent personal growth. The Stoics believed deeply in accepting what you cannot control while focusing your energy on what you can influence. You cannot control how quickly someone falls in love with you, when your dream job will appear, or how fast your business will grow. But you can control how you spend your days, how you treat yourself, and how you show up in the world. When you focus on these controllable elements with patience and dedication, opportunities align in ways that feel almost magical. Samantha spent 2 years building her coaching business while working a corporate job she disliked. Instead of desperately pitching to everyone she met or dropping her prices to attract quick clients, she focused on providing exceptional value to the clients she did have while consistently improving her skills. She trusted that if she became undeniably good at what she did, clients would find her. Today, she has a 6-month waiting list and charges premium rates because she built her reputation on excellence rather than desperation. The fourth and most powerful pillar is living a life so fulfilling that others want to be part of it rather than the center of it. Strong women who attract effortlessly have rich, interesting lives filled with passions, goals, relationships, and experiences that excite them. They're not waiting for someone or something external to make their lives worth living. They're already living fully, and this fullness becomes incredibly attractive to others. When your life is genuinely exciting to you, when you wake up with purpose and enthusiasm for your days, people naturally want to understand what makes you so vibrant. This isn't about perfection or having everything figured out. It's about being actively engaged in creating a life you love and being open to sharing that journey with others who add value rather than those who drain energy. Marcus Aurelius reminded us that the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Strong women who attract focus their mental energy on growth, gratitude, and goals rather than on what's missing, who isn't texting back, or why things aren't happening fast enough. This mental discipline creates an energy that others find irresistible because it's rare in our culture of complaint and comparison. The transformation from chasing to attracting isn't just about romantic relationships. It applies to friendships, career opportunities, business success, and every area of life where you interact with others. When you embody these 4 pillars, you become someone others want to know, work with, love, and support because your energy adds to their lives rather than depleting them. Remember, attraction isn't manipulation or playing hard to get. It's becoming genuinely hard to get because you value yourself appropriately and live accordingly. It's being so grounded in your worth that you naturally filter out situations and people that don't align with your values. It's trusting that when you operate from authenticity and self-respect, the universe conspires to bring you experiences and people who match that energy. The ancient wisdom teaches us that like attracts like. When you embody the qualities you desire in others, when you become the person you want to attract, the law of attraction works powerfully in your favor. Strong women understand this principle and live it daily, which is why they seem to effortlessly draw everything they desire into their lives. Your journey from chasing to attracting starts with a single decision to value yourself enough to stop settling for less than you deserve. It continues with the daily practice of these 4 pillars until they become as natural as breathing. And it transforms into a life where you're no longer running after what you want because what's meant for you is running toward you.